Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Morgan with the Williston Community Library, bringing you today's day 8 of the 12 days of holidays. So today we are going to be making some Q-tip snowflakes. So what you are going to need is you are going to need some Q-tips and a piece of paper. If you got a kit from us, everything is included. You can make as many of them as you want. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make one. You, if you have a kit, are making 2, I believe. It's been a while, so I can't remember exactly. But so what we're going to do, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a bunch of glue because I want to make sure that it's going to stick well. So I'm going to add a bunch of glue, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Q-tips and I'm going to cut a couple of them in half, and I'm going to press them down. And you won't want to move this for a little bit, because if you try to move it right away, it is going to end up breaking. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a couple of my Q-tips, the tips off, and I'm going to use this part of the Q-tip, and I'm going to cut a couple of small pieces. Oops. And I'm going to glue those on here, just like that. And you might need a little bit of help with cutting them, and just know that the pieces might go flying everywhere. I know that happens to me. So I've got those all glued down like that, and now I'm going to take another Q-tip and I'm going to do, see, that piece went flying. And I'm going to do the same type of thing, except I'm going to cut smaller pieces. And I'm going to glue them down here. All right, and I think after one more little piece, I'm going to call my snowflake good. Actually, I'm going to add one more thing. All right, so here is my snowflake. So, like I said, you're going to want to let it sit and dry for a little bit before you try to move it too much, because as you can see with mine, I didn't let this one sit as long. And you might even want to sit something like heavy on it, like a book or something like that, so that it holds it down a little better, because I did not do that with this one. And as you can see, my pieces are starting to fall off. All right, everybody, now that we've had a chance to do our activity, what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to read our story. So today we are going to read a book called Snow Day. And I hope you had fun getting your snowflakes ready. I know that they'll take a couple of days to show anything, but make sure you keep checking back because it's kind of cool to watch them grow a little bit. Snow Day. And this is by Patricia Lakin. Pictures by Scott Nash. Look, said Sam. Where? Said Pam. Outside, said Will. Why? Said Jill. Snow, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. Long undies, said Sam. Boots, said Pam. Mittens, said Will. Scarves, said Jill. Sleds, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. We forgot, said Sam. What? Said Pam. Our helmets, said Will. Our goggles, said Jill. Ready, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. So they've got their long undies, their mittens, their boots, their jackets, scarves, goggles, and helmets. The yard, said Sam. The walk, said Pam. The drive, said Will. The hill, said Jill. Yes, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. Stop, said Sam. What for? Said Pam. What now? Said Will. What's up? Said Jill. School, said Sam. School, sighed Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. We can fix it, said Sam. If we scram, said Pam. Let's hurry, said Will. Let's go, said Jill. Now, said Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill. They threw down their sleds. They ran inside. They took off their mittens. They took off their boots. They took off their goggles. They took off their helmets. They took off their scarves. They ran to their phones. They phoned to the news. This is Principal Sam, said Sam. This is Principal Pam, said Pam. This is Principal Will, said Will. This is Principal Jill, said Jill. Snow day today, they all said. Ooh. All schools are closed, said the news. Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill smiled. They put on their scarves. They put on their helmets. They put on their goggles. They put on their boots. They put on their mittens. They ran outside. They picked up their sleds. They ran up the hill. Whee! Sang Sam, Pam, Will, and Jill, and they sledded and sledded all day. The end. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me for day 7 of the 12 Days of Holidays, and we'll see you next time.